So this year, the MCU will be releasing 3 films, unlike last year where they only released one, which was Deadpool and Wolverine. And the first of those 3 is out now. Let's talk about Captain America: Brave New World. Now, before we continue with this video, if you like movie and anime content, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. So Captain America: Brave New World is the latest MCU film. It follows Sam Wilson as Captain America. We saw at the end of Avengers Endgame, he got the shield from Steve Rogers. And if you've been watching the Disney Plus series, you'd see him come to accept the shield in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So Anthony Mackie has been promoted from Falcon to Captain America, and in his place is Joaquin Torres, played by Danny Ramirez, as the new Falcon. Also in this movie is Harrison Ford, who plays Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross in place of the late William Hurt. So this movie opens up in a similar vein to Captain America: The Winter Soldier, with Captain America this time being Sam Wilson infiltrating a deal for a substance that had been stolen from Japan. He's assisted by the new Falcon, Joaquin Torres, and they're there to stop this deal being brokered by Serpent, which is an organization led by Sidewinder, who's played by Giancarlo Esposito. And after successfully stopping this deal from going through, they're invited to the White House by the new president, Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. Now, President Ross wants to work together with Sam Wilson, even though they have a bit of bad blood in the past. Thaddeus Ross being known as Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross because of kind of his nature of doing things in the way he hunted the Hulk and everything. And he wants to put that behind him and show that he is a changed man. So because of that, he wants to work with Captain America in order to give hope to the American people and for the greater good. And that's pretty much all I can talk about regarding the plot, because if we go further, we might be going into spoilerish territory, and I'll probably save that for a video where I look at the state of the MCU this year. So starting with the positives of this movie, the first positive being Anthony Mackie. He is a different kind of Captain America as compared with Steve Rogers. And it's kind of even mentioned through a line of dialogue in this film that Sam Wilson doesn't have to strive to be Steve Rogers, he has to be his own Captain America, someone for the people to aspire to, rather than just giving hope. And I think Anthony Mackie does well with what he's given, although I feel like there could have been better writing for the character. Another bright spot for this film is Harrison Ford, who in recent films has been kind of phoning it in, especially with like the past Indiana Jones film. So it's good to see that he is bringing his A game, because Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross is the heart of this movie. He is the character that grounds the movie, surprisingly enough. Because President Ross wants to show that he is a changed man. He is not the man we saw in the past, who went after heroes for things like the Sokovia cars, who went after the Hulk. He wants to show he's a changed man so he can reconnect with his daughter Betty. But these two aside, I feel like the rest of the cast weren't really that great or that important and kind of forgettable. Danny Ramirez as Joaquin Torres does what he can with what he has, but he's not really an important part. And Giancarlo Esposito, who was used in the marketing for this movie, is in this movie for a very short while. He's kind of just a chess piece being moved about. And speaking of characters being used in marketing but not being in this movie for very long, the Red Hulk was used as a big part of the marketing material. It's still being used as marketing material. This movie is being pitched as Red Hulk versus Captain America, but it's not really that. And as you can guess, I think pretty much since we all used to this kind of movies, is that the Red Hulk kind of shows up at the end for a few minutes. And when he shows up, it is glorious, but it is towards the end of this movie. Also, for a Captain America movie that kind of focuses on action, while some of the action sequences are pretty okay, some of the others are really choppy, especially the editing for some of these sequences felt really bad. It's really poor editing where some scenes were not allowed to breathe. Also, some of the CGI in this movie is really noticeable. And again, that's not to blame the CG artists, because I don't know what kind of pipeline Marvel has given them. Maybe they don't have enough time to polish and refine it, but some of the CG, especially the backdrops, look really bad. Like, the Red Hulk looks great, and in that action set piece against the Red Hulk, it's incredible, but other times the CG does stand out. Also, the backgrounds definitely don't look great. You can see it looks very green screen, or I think they're definitely using the volume rather than a green screen, but either way, it really is jarring and kind of takes you out of the movie. Now, early critical reviews for this movie have been negative. Like, one of the reviewers I watched on this platform gave not a great review for this movie, and I can understand where they're coming from, but for me, the movie really isn't that bad. And while this movie has its flaws, it depends on your mind frame going in. Because if you're going in expecting something like Avengers Endgame or Captain America: The Winter Soldier or Captain America: Civil War, you're gonna be let down. But if you're going in to just have fun with the movie and just have a good time, then this movie will stand you in good stead. This movie feels like it belongs in an earlier time in the MCU where they've not really figured out what they really wanted to do with these movies, but it is a good time when you go to them. So all in all, Captain America Brave New World is actually a fun time in the cinemas if that's what you're looking for, and it's carried by great performances by Anthony Mackie and especially Harrison Ford, and it has a bit of heart to kind of ground the film as well. I give Captain America Brave New World a 6.5 out of 10. Have you seen Captain America Brave New World? Do you plan on seeing the other movies coming out for the MCU this year? If you do, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.